So follow along. If you have a highlighter, great. 193. Okay, let's classify this first. Okay, before we start working with it, what kind of quadrilateral? That should not scare you anymore. This word, it's just a four-sided shape, right? One of the four-sided that we've talked about. So what would you say? It's obviously a trapezoid. So you only have two options. Isosceles, that's right. So how do we know? Let's say I ask you to tell me how you know, right? And I would say it's because in this particular case, these angles are the same, the base angles are the same, and you see that you have one pair of parallel sides. Did I tell you, did I talk about the base angles? Let me just check. Well, I did talk about two pairs of congruent angles. So we can make that actually happen, right? Let's go ahead and this has to be 180. These two have to be 180 also. Be careful with that, right? So we know this is 120 and this is also 120. So we do have two pairs of congruent angles. So let's make that statement here. Two pairs of congruent angles. How's that, eh? Angles right there. One pair. How do you do parallel? You go like this. One pair of parallel sides. If you have two things, you're already good to go. Okay. Isosceles trapezoid. I'm going to stop there. So we've named it, right? We're good to go, right? Find AC. So they want to know this distance here. What would that be? That's not angle. That's just side AC. Sorry. If this is 4, right? We know that these two are the same here. So this is 4 centimeters. So sometimes there's no math required. You just have to know the properties, right? They want to know angle A. Angle A is 180 minus 60. That's 120 degrees. Angle B is equal to 180 minus 60, which is also 120 degrees. So there we have it. We figured out the whole thing. But really what I wanted to do here is, pay attention. I want to skip B, leave a bit of space, and then go C here. Okay, determine, calculate the area of the trapezoid in A. Okay, that's really what I want to do here. That's this is also important, but this is going to be worth more marks. Okay, I'm going to try to keep it on there. So write this down nice and big. Okay, area of the trapezoid would be A plus B. Okay, multiplied by the height, all of that divided by 2. Have a little trapezoid there just so you know what we're talking about. This is A, this is B, and this is your height. We have lots of room, so I'm going to quickly copy it down. I'm going to copy the top diagram, so just follow me here or look it up. Okay. Let's just make that. So this is 4 centimeters. I'm going to cut this here because that's going to be my height. That's the height. This is 9 down here. We had 5 up there. Everything else, I can copy the 60 down here, correct? I can do that if I wanted to, but I'm not going to use it. You can use it if you want. Well, you know what? It's up to you what you want to do. If you want to use trig, or if you want to use Pythagorean theorem, be my guest. Like I said, I'm fine with it. Okay, so when we cut, right? When we cut this, make sure you have this in your notes, okay? This is 4 centimeters. This is height. And to get this bottom part here, I go 9 minus 5 divided by 2. And that's going to give me this. So that is 4 divided by 2. It could be a decimal. I want to do this here. Highlight that part. Will you always divide by 2? Only with isosceles. Only with isosceles. If it's a right, it's actually a lot easier. Okay. Okay. You know, actually, can I go a little? I'm going to go above and beyond here. What you're finding here is actually, you're actually finding each distances on either side when you're doing this. When you're doing this. So it's this, you could work with this one or you could work with that one. It's up to you. Okay, so determine the height. Find height. Let's do that. So height is going to be square root of 4 squared minus 2 squared. Height is 16 minus 4. Height is square root of 12. Let's figure out what square root of 12 is. 3.4641. Okay, I'm going to underline that because that's important to me. And then we're going to find the area. We're going to go A plus B. B is the bottom part, which is the 9. Multiply that by the height. Whoa, wait. Why are you using 4 decimals, Mr. Dirksen? I've talked about it enough, right? When you're working, it's best to use double the decimals compared to your final answer. Okay, so area is, this is 14 times 3.4641 over 2, and you grab your calculator. Allow me to highlight this part, which is here, which is there, right? 14 times 3.4641. And that is, oh, I forgot to divide by 2. 2425. What are my units in when I find areas? Squared units, all right? So make sure you get that. Yeah, that'll be, well, that's units still. Still half a mark deduction. Area, right? Square units, right? Not that you've heard your teachers say that over and over, right? But if it's volume, it's cube, right? Cubic units. And I don't know, the basis behind it is because you're multiplying centimeters times centimeters, and that's centimeters squared. All right. Oh, we have to do the kite. So let's go up and finish the kite question, and then I'll send you off to work on your own down the further down in the book. Okay. So here's our kite. This is a bit confusing, but I need you to understand three-letter notation for angles. Okay. So this is a kite. I hope you understand that. What does that tell us? That if this is 101, so is this. Okay? Pay attention, follow along. 101, right? So we know this 101. What else do we know? This side is the same as that side. This side is the same as this side. So therefore, you can make an assumption that this is 2 centimeters. We know it's a kite because the diagonals meet at a 90, right? And you had one pair of congruent sides, which is going to indicate, since they meet here, it has to be congruent at the top as well. So WX, find WX. That's this stretch right here. Oh man, look at these highlighters. That's the side I'm talking about. So WX would be 2 centimeters. XYZ, where's that angle? Some of you are like, I know, Mr. Dixon, you don't have to look at me. I know. Do you know, right? XYZ, let's highlight that. XYZ, X, Y, Z. Just read it exactly the way it is. And it's the middle where you stop. Right? X, Y, Z. So it's this one here. Okay? So that's 101. Angle XYZ is 101 degrees. What's the sum of WXY and YZW? Let's find them first. WXY, WXY. That's this angle right there. Okay? And YZW, I need to use a different color. I'm kind of out of options here. I'm going to do it green as well, because these two angles, YZW is YZW here. They want the sum of those two. What's sum? Sum is the addition of the two. You know what product is in math? Product is multiplication, sum is addition. The quotient. And what about the difference? Subtract, yeah. So those, right, like if you know your terminology, you're good to go. Okay, the sum, x, so we're going to go WXY plus YZW. Let's stop and think. What do you think that should add up to? Not quite. The whole thing should be 360. So we're going to go 360 minus, yes, 202. I'm going to go 101 minus 101. Right? So that's 260 minus 200 would be 160 minus the 2 ones there. It's 158. Okay. These two combined have to be 158 because that's what remains from 260. Way to go, guys. Like on a Friday, for you, I can see most of you are engaged. Some of you are thinking of the weekend, right? I understand that. But you came on a Friday. You came on a Friday for math, last period. Way to go, guys. Come with me now. I'm going to assign you some homework. Let's write it on this page here so that you know, right? Work on pages. I have to just make sure I double check to get that right. Okay, I'm just going to check. I inserted this page recently and I want to make sure I made it in there for you guys. Yeah, it did. It did. So 195.96. 99, 200. Okay. 195 to 96 and then you go 199 to 200. If you need a challenge, there are pages in between that will get your brain working harder than what I assigned here. So if you want that, if you need that, you go for it. Don't let me stop you, right? So there are your pages. I'm gonna stop it here.